Guys, so let's talk about how to take that front end off of an '09 Volvo V80. Basically, there's a huge intake that goes around the front of the car that goes to the throttle body. If you guys want to work on like different parts of the car in front, like you guys want to get to the AC compressor, you guys want to change up stuff that's in front of the vehicle, you guys gonna have to take the intake off. Air intake. To take that air intake off, you guys gonna have to get to the screw clamp that's clamped on to the throttle body. That's not easy to do because there's not a lot of space, so you're gonna have to take the fan off. Now, I was doing this vehicle. I was called out to change out. I was asked to change out the AC compressor on this vehicle. Had to take off a ton of stuff from the. I had to take the fan off. To take the fan off, you'd have to take the front end off. This is where this video is about. All right. Now, I didn't take the whole entire front end off. All I did was pull it enough to the front so that I could get the fan off. The fan itself is pretty easy to unclip. Literally unclip 2 clips holding on the fan. I was surprised. It wasn't bolted on. It wasn't screwing on. There was one big plug you'd have to take off, and then you'd have to unclip it from both sides of the fan. All right, that's easy enough. And then it loosens up, lift it. Only problem is there's these two plastic, what would I call them? Plastic placeholders that's long enough where when you try to take it out, it hits the metal portion of the metal nipples of the condenser or the radiator. And then the other side, it also hits the transmission fluid cooler. All right, so you're gonna have to take that whole entire front end off. You're gonna have to take the headlights off. Taking the headlights off was surprisingly easy. You see those metal L-shaped things? I'm gonna call them metal L-shaped holders. All right, all you gotta do is use a screwdriver, pry them up, take those. There's 2 on each side. Take the 2 off on each side, and basically the light bulbs come off. I was very, very, very surprised at how easy that was. I actually like that bit of engineering on this vehicle. No bolts, very, very simple. I actually liked how the fan came off on this vehicle. Very, very simple. Plastic clips. All you guys gotta do is just pull them to the side and then lift the fan up. It comes out. The difficult thing is the location of that intake clamp, and to unscrew the intake clamp. Now, I will tell you about the intake clamp that's on the throttle body. Okay, it's a screw-in clamp, but the screw itself was set up in a weird location that I could not get to it. I couldn't even see it. So I actually had to take a bunch of a cutter to cut the metal clamp off and seat in another metal clamp when I finished the job. So basically the light bulbs were easy to take out. Now, to take out the fan, you'd have to take the whole entire no, you don't have to take the whole entire, you'd have to pull the front end. You'd have to pull the front end out a lot. You have to pull it out a lot to actually get enough space to take that fan out. But you can do it, because I was able to do it. But you'd have to unscrew a whole ton of stuff. All right. Obviously, the bumper has to come off. And I don't know if I actually did more videos on this, but as far as the front end was concerned, you just have to just look around, all right? This front end, originally, when I was doing this, I thought it may have been just a plate that's on top. It's not a plate that's on top. It's not a plate that's on top, all right? This front end, you take the screws off the top, you think maybe, oh, it'll loosen up, it'll come off. No, that's not the way that works. There are screws on the sides. You gotta look at the front, the whole entire front end as it is, all right? Look at the whole front. It's all one attached piece. It's all one attached piece. It's well together. You're gonna have to follow, and I didn't actually do a good job as far as this. Well, I was busy. I was busy working on this car, and this car was not easy to work on as far as just taking stuff off. It was just frustrating that the amount of stuff you'd have to take off to get to a certain thing. But you'd have to figure out where the bolts are. All right, you'd have to figure out where the bolts are. I took off the horn, took out the bolts. There were a bunch of bolts that I had to take off. All right, if you guys have an electric wrench, that would be great, because if you guys are using just a regular manual wrench, oh, good luck with that. Good luck with that. That'll take you a while to do that. Okay, make an investment, guys. When you guys are doing a job like this, definitely take but I guess the majority of this video, as you guys can see, is actually off the front end itself, because if you're actually looking at it from the top, trying to figure out how to take that top piece off, it's not that top piece, it's the entire front end of the vehicle. All right, there's bolts on both sides, there's bolts on the front you'd have to take off, and just taking bolts off, okay, just trying to feel out where the bolts are, and that's the best advice I can tell you guys, is trying to feel out where the bolts are. Look at where the bolts are, and those are bolts that you want to take off. They're essentially the same size. I think they're 10 millimeters. But just go and take the bolts off, take the bolts off, take the bolts off. Look, you know, try to wiggle the whole entire front end, just to see if you're making any kind of if those are the right bolts that you're taking off. And you take enough bolts off, it's gonna loosen up, and you know when what the right bolts are that you've taken off. That's the best I can tell you. There were so many bolts on this thing, but it's very satisfying once you take all the bolts off and this front end just comes out, because like I said, originally I thought just the top piece was just the top piece. Like the top piece, it was just a plate. It's not a plate. It's not a plate. All right, it's the front. It's the entire front end. And I'll give you a tip as far as the bumper is concerned. The bumper is held in by it's snapped in. Okay, there's a bunch of plastic pieces on the top, plastic snap-on stuff. You take that 3 or 4 of them. You take it from the top, and then as far as the sides are concerned, it just snaps into the plastic portions that's actually bolted on to the front end itself, and those come off also. So just be mindful of that. And once you get that, I didn't take the whole entire front end off to get the fan out, but I'm pretty sure you probably need to take the front end off to get to the radiator, get to the condenser, get to the all that stuff, the throttle body. Yeah, it's just a lot of stuff on the front end that you would have to take off to get to virtually anything on this vehicle. And surprisingly enough, it wasn't like the worst thing in the world. I've worked on worse cars. I've worked on a worse car, which is a 2017 Mercedes SUV, which was an absolute headache to do at the time, and probably shouldn't never have taken up the job. But in any case, hope this has helped you guys out. I hope you guys have fun working on this car. I like working on cars, so this car, even though it was very challenging, it was kind of challenging. I had fun doing it, and I had fun doing it. I probably should have charged more as far as working on this car. I got charged a pretty decent amount, pretty decently, but I think if you guys were to take this to the shop and had this car done at the shop for like the AC compressor or anything like that, trust me, it will probably have cost at least $2,000-3,000 just for the whole front end thing. It's not one of those jobs. If you're like a weekend mechanic, it's not really one of those jobs. It's not really one of those jobs that you guys actually. Yeah, you guys gotta take some time on that and get the right tools, guys. All right, so hope you guys enjoy this video. Please subscribe, please give me a thumbs up. You guys have a comment, leave a comment, guys. Take care.